Welcome to the All-Star Planning Podcast. My name is Kelsey, and this is the place where I talk all things teacher lesson plans. Today, we are talking unit summaries and enduring understandings. They are at the tippy top of your unit plans, on my template that is, and I think this is the best part of the unit plan, honestly, because it really breaks down everything. So, if you're following the All-Star Planning method, what has happened is that you chopped up all of your standards, literally with a scissor, and put them into groups based on topic. So if you were teaching chemistry like me, you would have an atoms topic or unit, a periodic table unit, a bonding unit, a solutions, acid-base, etc., etc., and those are your units, right? Well, now you just have a big bundle of standards, and you need to figure out how to make a plan. We talked about plans last time, and now I want to get into the details. So at the tippy top of the unit plan should be a unit summary. So what I do is I take my 15 or 30 or 45 standards, whatever it may be, and I read every single one of them and then try to knock it down to like 5 sentences. What exactly is this unit all about? That's really it. So that is the unit summary. Try to knock it down to like 5 sentences. I also try to write it in layman's terms just because my students are all laymen. They're just starting out in their chemistry journey. So for me, I like to write my unit summaries as if I was going to give it to one of my 15-year-old students, even though I don't, just because I want them to have a good idea of what's coming at them. And when I write my unit summary with that lens, it helps me to sequence my lessons, remembering that my students are laymen and they're not advanced chemistry students. I teach first-year chem kids. I love them with all my heart, but they have no background in chemistry. So I make sure that I write all of my stuff keeping that in mind. And when I write my unit summary like that, it just helps me to plan my lessons according to their level of knowledge. Now, as my units get more complex and the kids have more background knowledge, my unit summaries actually do become a little bit more complex. But the ones early on are really written for the layman. Next is the big scary word, enduring understandings. What does that even mean? I've just renamed them and I call them big ideas. And they're the bullet points of like the 5 things that my kids are going to learn in a particular unit. So if I am teaching atoms, I know I go back to this, but I think most people understand atoms. So I like to bring up things that I think most people could understand. I don't want to get too crazy with like redox or anything. So if we're looking at my atoms unit, the big things that my kids need to know is that the atom was not developed or theorized or hypothesized by just one person. It has been the work of many scientists over a long period of time. I teach that big idea over like 5 days because we teach history and then we teach a few specific atoms or atomic models that we had along the way. So we teach the first one, the second one, the third one, the 5th one, and then the current one. I don't even know what the numbers are, but just so you have an idea. We teach a few of the models and then the final model, the current model, and then open the door to possibility that there may be more models to come in the future with more technology and more time studying. I teach that one big idea for an entire week. Then I teach them about the structure of the atom. That kind of gets laced into the history of the atom because we go through the structure and how it has changed. So those 2 big ideas are really taught over 5 days. And then I teach them about ions, which is how atoms gain or lose electrons. That's like 2 days. And I also teach about isotopes, which is a big idea, and I teach that for like 3 days. And that's just really how it goes, is that your big ideas are like the 3 to 5 or 6 bullet points of things that your kids are going to learn, and each enduring understanding or each big idea is kind of a summary of 1 to 5 lessons in your unit plan. So this has helped me quite a bit with my unit planning because what I have when I start is just a big pile of standards. I read them all and I say, okay, what are the things that I am teaching here? That's my unit summary. And then what are my kids going to learn in just 3 to 5 bullet points, and those are my big ideas or enduring understandings. And I literally write them out as bullets. And then once I have those 2 pieces of information, sequencing my lessons is exceptionally easy. Because I know that the kids need to know the structure of the atom before they can learn anything about ions or about isotopes. I know those are more complex ideas, so those need to shift to the end of my unit. I'm telling you, unit plans are the best part of curriculum writing, simply because you take an entire school year of not 180, but like 150 days, and you break it into 5, 6, 8, 12 sections, and then those sections you can break down again by using your unit summary and your big ideas. Break those into units. So that is all I have for you for today. Thank you for listening to this episode all about unit summaries and enduring understandings. If you haven't already caught the masterclass, it is free. It is all about how you can plan your lessons and your curriculum using my 5-step method, the All-Star Planning Method. You can find it at plan.kelseyreevy.com. You can, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can find it in the video description bar. You can also find links to it all over my website, kelseyreevy.com. And make sure to subscribe to the podcast so you do not miss any future episodes. Thanks for listening, and happy planning.